Hey there, Coach Devin here, and we are talking cardio. What is the best cardio for you to keep muscle on? Well, I don't have that much muscle, but you know what I mean. To keep muscle on while getting the cardiovascular effects that cardio gives you, right? And the fat burning, obviously, at the same time. Now, cardio is important. Everybody knows cardio is important. You have to do some cardio. Why do you have to do cardio? For anybody that doesn't understand, cardio taxes your heart. Okay, different. Everybody wants biceps, triceps, chest, legs. Everybody wants to be jacked, right? Or at least lean. You want some muscle. And it's important to have muscles, very important, especially as you age. You lose muscle mass as you age. So it's important to lift weights. That's resistance training. So you need to do some resistance training to be able to keep that muscle and have the ability to do the things you want to do in your life as you get older. Cardio is for your heart, right? Heart, that side actually. I pointed at the wrong side for it, but it was the other side. I was looking in the camera. Anyway, cardio is important for your heart. Why is it important for your heart? Well, your heart obviously is the engine of the body, right? It's going to keep everything moving, keep all that blood flow. It's important to work your heart just as it's important to work your biceps. In fact, it's way more important to work your heart than it is to work your biceps. Everybody, I think we can all agree on that. I don't think I'm going to get too many messages saying, Devin, no, biceps are more important. Heart is the most important. I think we all can agree that heart is, it's the most important one. But we don't want to burn off any muscle or lose a bunch of muscle while we're doing cardio, because cardio will burn fat, right? And it'll burn calories, and you can potentially, if you do a lot of it, lose muscle. You've seen runners all the time. Everybody's seen distance runners, and they're very thin. They don't carry a lot of muscle. Why is that? Because they're running, or they're biking, or swimming, whatever they happen to be. If you're doing endurance type stuff for long periods of time, you will burn muscle off, because you can't keep a lot of muscle on your body if you are doing high or long cardio. So how do we do this? So there's two types of cardio out there. There's HIIT cardio, which is high intensity interval training. And that's what HIIT stands for. And there is steady state cardio, okay? High intensity training would be like a lot of the things that happen in CrossFit. CrossFit's background is a lot of HIIT type stuff. So sometimes it can be a sprint walk. That is HIIT training. So you sprint for, say, 30 seconds, walk for a minute, or 30 seconds, whatever it happens to be. That's HIIT cardio right there. If you are, doing power cleans, and you do power clean, 5 power cleans, and you take 30 seconds off, and you keep doing that again and again. Again, HIIT cardio, right? High intensity intervals. That's what you're doing. You're intervaling high intensity and then gearing down and stopping, high intensity and stopping. There's nothing wrong with that kind of cardio. It's a lot of fun. I like doing it myself. Good time. It's cool. The only downside with that is high intensity interval training will burn muscle off your body after a while. CrossFit athletes are not natural. They are enhanced. Let's be honest. We can say it like it is. They're enhanced. So you know what? They can do some of that stuff and keep muscle on, but also they don't just do that. CrossFit athletes, and we're talking the high-end professional ones, they do a lot of weightlifting because they have to, because that's part of the job, right? They don't just do high-intensity training. Steady state cardio is about riding, say you're on a bike and you're riding the same speed. You go for a jog and you run at the same pace. At steady state cardio, it's pretty simple, right? Steady state, you're going at a certain pace and you stick with that pace. Endurance type athletes do steady state cardio all the time. They just do huge amounts of it. So you do a lot. So what is the best cardio to do to maintain muscle while also stressing the heart? And stressing the heart, by the way, is a good thing. We want to stress it. We want to stress just not too much. We just want to stress it so that it gets stronger and it stays active and it works well. That's the biggest thing. Does it work well in your body? Is it pumping blood the way it should? So which one is better? HIIT type training if you want to keep muscle and work your heart, or steady state cardio? Well, to be clear, you can do both. You just can't do a ton of either one. That's a fact. If you are a big HIIT training person, you like HIIT training, that's okay. You can do it. You just can't do it every day. Why? Because it's not good for you to do it every day, just like anything. If you do one thing repeatedly, again and again and again, it's not good. If you lift weights super heavy all the time, sooner or later you'll get injured, but you also will not be overall fit. It doesn't work that way. If you're only a runner and you're going to run every day, that's all you'll ever do, guess what? Not going to get that fit. Why? Because you'll be good at running, but you don't have the other things that you need. So fitness is all about taking little pieces from everything, right? And you take a little bit over here and a little bit over here and a little bit over here, and you combine them all together so that you are overall fit. That's how this works. That's basically how it works. That's what my job is. I take a little bit from different disciplines to make sure that my client gets the best possible result. Same deal applies for HIIT training versus steady state cardio. Which one is better? Well, both of them can be fine in smaller doses if you want to keep on muscle. Now that's what we're talking about. We're saying, okay, you have some muscle, you want to keep that muscle, but at the same time, you want to work your heart. You want your cardio to be good, you want your heart to be good, and you want to burn some calories and be leaner. Okay, which one is better in that case? They're both can work. They both can work. However, the one that will work better if we're talking aesthetics, and we're talking purely aesthetics, so how you look, how your body looks, that's what we're talking about. The one that is better is steady state cardio for a shorter period of time. That's the trick. You don't want to do an hour of steady state cardio. You can't do an hour of HIIT training. Nobody can, because you'll wear out. HIIT training by definition means going as hard as you possibly can for a short period of time and then resting and doing it again. So you run out of gas. HIIT training is like 20 minutes high end. That's as much as anybody can do. On the other side of it, though, steady state, you can do that a long time. You can. But do you want to? No, you don't. Best case scenario, you're doing 20 or 30 minutes at a max. That's all you need, a couple times a week, three times a week, 4 times a week if you want, of steady state cardio, just sort of rolling along. You don't have to be, your heart pumping, sweat pouring. You don't have to be there. You need to get the heart rate up a bit, stress it a bit, but the goal is to have the heart elevated and the heart rate elevated for a while. Right? For 20 minutes. If your heart rate is elevated for 20 minutes, your heart gets stronger. It doesn't bulk up because we don't want our heart to bulk up. Nobody wants a bulked up heart. That's a bad thing because then the heart has a hard time pumping blood to itself. We don't want that. That's bad. We don't want that one at all. What you want is steady state cardio, say 20 or 30 minutes, 3 times, 4 times in a week. That's all you need. That will give you the benefits of the cardio, but at the same time, it will not be so stressful on your body that you burn the muscle off that you're working for in your other workouts or in the earlier parts or the later parts of your workout. Either way, you want to keep some of that muscle on because it's important to being able to do your everyday life. It's super important. So you do need to keep the muscle. Best way to keep the muscle, 20 to 30 minutes of steady state cardio, not going all out. You still should be able to talk a little bit, heart rate elevated, but not crazy. Again, HIIT training's okay. You can do some of it. If you want to do HIIT training once or twice in a week, that's cool. It's totally cool. I love it personally. I like it. It's fun. You just can't do it every single day because if you do it every single day, you're not lifting weights, you're not progressing, you're not going the way you want to go. And everybody out there, I don't care who you are, you need to build some muscle because it's the long game. We're playing the long game on this. We're building muscle for the long term. You have comments, questions, or things you want me to talk about, type them up down below. Most of these ideas actually come from you guys. You guys tell me, hey, Devin, I have a question. What do you think of this? You know, whatever. That's how I get ideas on this stuff. That's where I get things. So feel free, write them up down below. I'd love to hear from you. It is really helpful for me because you know what? Quite often, I feel like, you know what? Stuff is obvious, right? I'm in this so much and I'm surrounded by fitness and I own a gym, right? I've been doing this for 26, very close to 27 years now. So because I'm doing that, guess what? That means that I'm so used to it sometimes I think it's second nature when it's not. So that's why I do this channel. I do it to help you guys progress. Hopefully you guys get more fit and I can share my passion, which is fitness, with you. So write up comments if you have comments, questions, things you wanted me to talk about. If you think I'm wrong, write it up. Listen, I'm happy to listen because you know what? I'm not always right. I feel like I know a fair amount about fitness, but I'm not necessarily 110% right all the time. Have yourself an amazing day, everybody. Enjoy the weekend because it is coming up. And don't fight the awesome. Oh, and don't do too much HIIT training, but you can do a little bit.